Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, you all? Figured I do another video of making how to make rockets. Why not? You know? Why the heck not? Try to have everything pretty much ready. I have several rockets already made up. So in case something goes wrong. As a matter of fact, let me get my headlamp. I'm gonna get my headlamp. I'm gonna try to be prepared this time. Get it right this time. Although it seems like I never get it right though. But I'm gonna try. Gonna give it the old college try. Make sure I got my lighter. Everything copacetic. Gonna pound out one rocket, but I have several already made. So hopefully this goes well tonight. Going to make a rocket tonight. Shooting stars into space. Tonight. Gonna make some fireworks tonight. Yo, yo, yo. This is a tube I just rolled. I rolled it out of packing tape. I rolled the tube. I'm going to put tape on one end of this tube. This is a drift. And this is kitty litter. I put kitty litter into the tube and I'm going to make a nozzle. That's going to be my first step, is to make a nozzle. I put kitty litter into the tube. Going to get my ramming post ready. Make sure you guys can see it. Yes, you can see it. So I'm going to make the clay nozzle first. I have my drift, my wooden mallet, and I'm going to ram a clay nozzle first. A little bit more clay in there, just a tad bit more. That should be good enough. So now I'll start adding fuel. Black powder is going to be the fuel. I made this black powder in my ball mills earlier. I do it one increment at a time. I don't ram it all at once. One increment at a time. As soon as you could, after a few whacks, you can tell that this isn't going down anymore. So that's how you know it's good enough. Add another increment. Ram that. yo. If you have any questions about pyrotechniques, I'm glad to answer them. This is straight black powder, 75% potassium nitrate, 15% charcoal, 10% sulfur. I ran them in a ball mill for 4 hours. That grinds the chemicals down and mixes them all together properly. And what I'm doing now is I'm ramming the black powder into this tube that I rolled out of this packing tape. And once I get all the fuel rammed, I'll put a stick on it and a fuse and we'll shoot them off. I made several, so not just one. I'm showing you how to do one, but I made several rockets. I'll show you what I mean. I prepared several rockets. So in case one shouldn't be, but in case one doesn't work out perfect, I'll have more. If there's any questions pertaining to fireworks or rockets, I'll gladly answer them. I know what I'm doing. I'm fairly skilled at this. I've been doing it for years. Making a rocket. Black powder rocket. Usually about 10 increments. You can't ram the powder all at once. The rocket won't work that way. The powder won't condense properly. You have to do it in increments. You get a feel for it. You can tell when the drift doesn't go down anymore, you can tell that the powder's condensed enough. The rocket fuel, the black powder. If you ever make one, you'll get the feel for it. You'll see what it feels like. When the drift stops going down, the pitch actually gets a little higher. The banging sound gets a little higher. And that's when it's condensed enough. Usually it's around 10 or 15 whacks. Okay, I'm about that full, so I'm going to need more black powder. And I'm preparing my increments so I can sort of hurry this along for you guys, so I don't have to make you wait forever and ever. With any luck, this should be the last of it. Pour the black powder in the tube. Tap it a little bit so it all goes down. Is that in view of the camera? There we go. Oops. Gotta get my drift. If you get my drift, haha, this is called a drift. Ah, yo. I'm glad you're back. It's going good. Jillian, one of my favorite regulars. There all the time for me. I'm making one rocket, Jillian, but I prepared several. So, in case one or two's a dud, we'll at least get something going here. Hopefully, it'll all turn out nicely. Hopefully. Most of the time this works. Maybe not all the time, but most of the time. Been doing it a long time, so I'm confident in myself that I'll have a good success rate tonight. Couple more increments and then I'll do the next step. But as I said, you guys, whoever's paying attention, I do have several rockets. And we're going to light them off. I already have them sticked and fused. I put sticks on them and I put fuses in them. So I'm just showing you guys one more time how the process of making a black powder rocket. Anybody just tuning in, I roll these tubes out of this tape. It's packing tape. I roll these tubes. I roll it around these drifts so I get the right diameter. And then I pack the black powder into the drifts, into the tubes. This is called a drift. Look how the top's mushroomed because I hit it so many times. Made quite a few rockets. Quite a few over the years. All right, that'll be the last increment. The fuel's about up to here. And now I'm going to put a bulkhead. I'm going to add a little bit more kitty litter and create a bulkhead. A little bit of kitty litter. Kitty litter. And when I ran the kitty litter, that's what's going to create a solid chunk. And that's called a bulkhead. Okay, almost done. So when I rammed, the first ram that took place was kitty litter. And I'm going to create a nozzle. I rammed that kitty litter to a flat chunk. And now I'm going to drill a hole into this kitty litter, create a nozzle. And the nozzle is what the thrust shoots out of. Just so you guys can see. I didn't hit the black powder yet. When I start drilling into the black powder, obviously it'll turn black. I really shouldn't use a power tool because it can create friction. I should use this. But I'm trying to hurry this along so you guys can, so I don't bore you to death. But you should hand twist and then start hitting the black part, which I am. I'm hitting the fuel now. So I could go ahead and put a fuse on this and a stick, and we'll be ready to go. So I'll show you what I mean here. These guys are already prepared. I made them ahead of time. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like you can see them. I labeled them. That one I'm pretty sure is going to work well. This one I put, I don't know if you can see that Z. I put zirconium metal in this. Has metal in the fuel. So that'll leave a bright silver tail. This is green rocket fuel. I know the letters are backwards with the phone, but I prepared green rocket fuel earlier. This has charcoal. That leaves like a golden tail. I put an M for maybe because I wasn't too sure if I did that proper. So that might. And this has flash powder in it. This one goes boom. I talked about flash powder earlier. Flash powder is the chemicals they use in M80s and quarter sticks and stuff. It has regular rocket fuel in it, but when it gets to the bulkhead, I drilled a pass fire hole, so fire will pass to the flash powder, and this will give a little boom. Not much, a little bit. I didn't put a lot of flash powder in there. Okay, so I'm going to put a stick on this, show you how I do that. Just use some of this packing tape. Simply tape it on. Simple as that. Any questions? How are you going? Good. Jillian's just asking general questions. Wow, she's very interested. You have a lot to go, lot ready to go. Yeah, I did a lot because the last couple times I did this, I sort of disappointed you guys, and I want to make sure I get it right this time. So I'm putting another piece on, make sure that stick is on secure. I cut a piece of visco fuse. This is called visco fuse. I make my own fuse, but I bought this. I bought this at a hobby shop. This stuff actually burns underwater. So I put the fuse in. Yeah, I'm satisfied with that. Okay. So let's do it. One at a time. We'll do this one at a time. Take the phone off. Yo, yo, yo. We'll do this one at a time. Let me switch cameras. Show you my shop real quick, anybody's interested. Here's all my chemicals. I have them in alphabetical order, A to Z. You know, starting with like aluminum, barium, right down to zirconium. I mean, I can make every firework in the book. There's my ball mills. There's my screens to sift the powder. Some of my mortar tubes to launch larger shells. All right, enough of the boring you to death. Let's do this. So hopefully I don't lose any signals tonight. I'm feeling good about this, Jillian, because I'm close to my router. So I think the signal is going to stay. All right, I should have a lighter on me. Should. Yes, I do. Okay, let's do this. It was okay. Let's do another one. I like them when they go up higher. Maybe if I would have made the nozzle more narrow, it would have created more thrust, but I'm satisfied with that. Oh, this is the one, I'm going to do the one with the bang last. Let's do the one that says maybe, because I'm not too sure about that one. So let's get the one that may not work out of the way. I made all these rockets a couple hours ago. I don't like the way that's sitting in that. No, I'm going to grab another one. Look, no good. No good. I'll grab another one. That's why I made several. This is the one with the zirconium. This should leave a bright tail. This has metal. This one has metal in it. This should leave a really sparky, bright tail. Wish them fuses were a little better. See what I'm saying? Did this guy see that sparky tail? That had metal in it. That one had metal. I put that zirconium metal in that one. And that's why that one had that really sparky tail. I'll show you what I mean. That's a special metal that's ground down to like a fine flake. And that's why it was sparky. All right, so let's do the one with the charcoal next. Right here. Charcoal. And this should have like an orange tail. I added charcoal to this fuel. So this one should have an orange tail. Yeah, wasn't that cool how it spun, Jillian? That was actually an accident. I shouldn't have done that, but, you know, it was pretty beautiful. I'll take it. We'll take it, right? That was actually a mistake, but we'll take it. So this should have an orange tail. Oh, that one was nice. Boy, that one went up. That was my favorite one so far. That went up at least 1,000 feet. So that was the, oh, I just heard it come down. So that was the charcoal. See how the charcoal left that orange tail? Okay, well, I'm doing good so far now. No duds yet. This is going to be my first failure, probably. I'm jinxing myself. Because I made green. This is not regular black powder. This is different chemicals, and it's supposed to create a green exhaust. So with any luck, we'll have green shooting out. Very bright. Yes. Yes, Jillian. My main regular, Jillian. Yo, yo, yo. My favorite regular. She's with me every night, you all. You guys want to subscribe to my channel? I'll teach you all how to make these. I can make every firework in the book. I make them all. The large shells, the stuff you see at professional shows. Been doing this for years and years and years and years. Green, hopefully. Green. Oops. Into the tree. Well, could have been better. Could have been worse. Could have been better. I didn't see much green in there. I'm slightly disappointed. But at least it flew. I have to add more of that. What makes it green is barium nitrate. I'll show you what I mean. Where's it? Barium. Barium nitrate. Barium makes green. Strontium makes red. I tried to make some red last night, but remember I taught you that word, hygroscopic? Hey, Clint, yo, what's up, bro? I'm showing everybody my fireworks, my man. I pounded out a couple rockets tonight, Clint. I handmade some black powder rockets, and I'm showing everybody how it's done. Clint was a really nice guy to me. Clint's another one of my regulars, and he taught me how to do the moderator thing. I don't know if you guys can see that little tool next to Clint's name, but Hygroscopic, yes, that's what I taught you, Jillian. Because the strontium nitrate is very hygroscopic. That means it takes the moisture out of the air. And that's why my red rocket fuel failed. What a good memory. You're a good student, Jillian. I try to teach a lot of people this and they forget the minute I tell them. But Clint is my moderator. Clint has a great channel. He's an outdoor guy. And Clint knows how to start a fire with no matches. I can't do that. I'm a pyrotechnician and I can't start a fire without matches. My man Clint knows how to do that. I'm going to watch one of his videos one of these days and learn how to do that. All right, Clint, I got a couple more rockets to go and everybody else. There's a big number up. Few people are watching me, but only Clint and Jillian are commenting. But that's cool, man, because I'm able to keep busy at what I'm doing. All right. This is the one with the flash powder in it. Remember I told you how dangerous flash powder is? Well, I don't know. That's going to scare my dog. I'll save that one for last. We'll just do... I didn't mark this one, so this one's probably just a regular old black powder rocket. I didn't mark this one. But so far, I'm batting 1,000. You know, some of them didn't fly that great, but at least they're flying. The stick's too flimsy. I hate when I mess that up. I might have to shorten the stick. Hang on a second, you guys. I just broke the stick in half. Maybe this might work. Maybe, perhaps, maybe. All right, see what happens with this one. That would have been beautiful, but it went to the trees. That one had metal in it too. I guess I didn't mark it because I saw that spark in it. I guess I forgot to mark. I put the zirconium in that one also. So good. My rockets are going good. Flying into the trees. Well, it could be worse, right? So, and this one, that's the flash powder. I'm doing the flash powder last because that's going to make a noise and I'm going to get yelled at for scaring the dog. My dog hates noises. So I'll save that one for last. I hear my neighbor's dog barking. Oh boy, I'm pissing everybody off over here. This one, I don't know. I think this is regular. I would take it down the lake and shoot these off, but I lose my signal when I do that. So they're all flying into the trees, but at least they're working. At least the rockets are working. They're flying into the trees, but at least they're working. Yeah, isn't that cool, man? I'm having fun. Yo, yo, yo. Richard's having fun. Jillian. My main subscriber. But I just lost everybody, Jillian. I think it's just me and you and maybe a couple other people. I was up to like 30 at one point. But that's all right. It's just us. This is the one with the flash powder. I'm getting yelled at. I'm going to try to aim this one. I'm going to try to make this go straight up. So I got to wedge this a little bit like that. I got to find a rock or something. A stick. And tilt the mortar back a little. Tilt the launch thing back a little. Okay, with any luck, that one will fly straight up. This one has... Oh, no, it fouled up. This one here has the flash powder in it. This one here has the flash powder in it. So this should make a little pop. I had to fuse one out. Ain't that a bitch? There we go. Should be a pop in that one. I told you. I told you. My flash powder worked. And I wasn't even that loud, so I hope I didn't scare the dog. So, Richard knows what he's doing over here. Been making fireworks for years and years and years. I will do a live stream and I'll post it ahead of time. So anybody that wants to learn how to make rockets, I'll do a complete tutorial. But let me show you my shop real quick again. That's how I weigh my chemicals. That's regular old triple beam. Some people in business uses them every now and then. That's my black powder what I made. I ball mill the black powder in those things. They're rock tumblers I modified in the ball mills. To make black powder, you need 75% potassium nitrate, 75% of that. You need 15% charcoal and 10% sulfur. You mix them together and stick them in the ball mill for at least 2 hours. I do it for 4 hours. I make sure it's done right. My boss used to say I do things right because I do things twice, but I'm trying to only do things once nowadays. So, all right, so it's 75% potassium nitrate, 15% charcoal, 10% sulfur is the numbers to make black powder. That's what those rockets were. They were black powder rockets. Some had that metal mixed in it, that zirconium. That's what made that sparky spark. Some had steel powder also makes sparks too. That's another way to get sparks. I also have titanium in here somewhere. Titanium makes like a really nice spark also. Here it is, my titanium. Ferro titanium. That makes nice sparks also. Any kind of metal you mix in with black powder makes nice sparks. And these are all my chemicals from A to Z. Again, from aluminum to barium, copper carbonate, see, it's in alphabetical order. Copper oxychloride, that goes in whistle rockets. Clay bentonite, that's how you make the nozzles. Hexamine is for certain things. Dextrin, that's a binder when you make your stars and stuff like that. And I don't know if you ever see crackling stars when the firework goes up and you hear all that. That's that lead stuff. Magnesium, aluminum, that's important. And moving down the line, everything's about alphabetical order. And this isn't even all my chemicals. I have way more. And then say you just want to mix one chemical and the chemical's safe, but you got to make it into like talcum powder. Well, when I say talcum powder, you got to make it real fine. You can use blenders for that, but you can't use a blender to make black powder, obviously. There's too much friction. That's why you have the ball mills. But if you just want to make any one of your chemicals like a real fine powder, you can stick it in the blender. This is how I roll my stars. I make my own stars. Here's something important you guys should know. Always have a bucket of water. I never had to use it in the shop, but one time I lit a rocket off, and when it landed in a bunch of leaves, and the leaves caught fire. And I had to run down down the road and pour a bucket of water on it. And if I didn't have a bucket of water, I don't know what would have happened. Them leaves, maybe I could have caused something bad. But so have a bucket of water or a garden hose. If not, just to wash off your hands, because fireworks are messy. Or if you burn yourself, that would be good to soothe the burn. I've burnt myself before. Doing stupid things. These are just plain old mixing bowls for odd and ends reasons. Those are some of my rocket tooling. That's for much larger rockets. Rockets. See the size? Look at the diameter of that. Now that's a big rocket. That's called a 6-pound rocket. This tube here, that's for a 4-pound rocket. But pound has nothing, I don't know why they call it pound. It has nothing to do, I don't know. It's just, when you go to buy the tooling, you say, I want a 4-pound tooling. That's what they get you, a 6-pound tool. So I don't even know why they call it pound, but here's all my recipes, all my literature. Nowadays, you could just have a tablet, but back in the day, I printed it all out. That's all rocket literature. This is spinning fireworks. This is how to make stars. Stars are them bright points of light that when you see at a professional fireworks display, that umbrella thing, and then you see that loud flash and you hear the boom. That's flash powder. That was in my last rocket. That's the boom you heard. Flash powder, by the way, should be careful if you make it, but that is, I'll show you what the mixture for that. That is 75% potassium perchlorate, not chlorate, perchlorate. Did I say 75? I meant to say 70. 70% potassium perchlorate and 30% dark German aluminum. This stuff's expensive. But those two mixtures, that's how people make their quarter sticks and M80s. And it's in firecrackers, just small quantities. But I'll say it one more time. 70% potassium perchlorate, 30% dark German aluminum. And if you're going to mix it, diaper mix it. And I'll show you what I mean by diaper mix it. Don't stick it in a ball mill. Don't grind it with a mortar and pestle. I'll show you what I mean. You put your chemicals, you put your potassium perchlorate and your aluminum in here, and you rock it back and forth. It's called diaper mixing. And you do that a few times. You don't have to mix it like crazy. You just got to mix it a little. And you got to handle that stuff with kid gloves, man. That stuff is very shock sensitive. If you hit it with a hammer, it'll go off. Say you stuck it in the jar and you were screwing the lid on the jar. The friction of the lid screwing on the jar could set it off. That stuff's very dangerous. So if you guys ever attempt to make M80s or quarter sticks and you're following my recipe, diaper mix your stuff. Don't stick it in a blender. Don't stick it in a ball mill. Don't use a mortar and pestle. You got to treat that stuff with kid gloves. It's very shock sensitive. Okay, so I don't want to be responsible for somebody blowing their fingers off. I knew a kid who blew half his hand off. His father was selling quarter sticks, and the little kid got into him, lit one off, threw it in the lake. Now, all Visco fuse has waterproof fuse. That fuse burns underwater. But he thought the quarter stick went out, and he picked it up out of the lake, and it went off in his hand. It blew his entire hand. He has like a thumb. That's all he has left. So this stuff is not to be reckoned with. You know, you got to follow the safety procedures. So if you're going to make flash powder, ask me, and I'll guide you through it. But if you're going to do it on your own, there's literature out there. Don't blow your fingers off. Don't become the next victim. Black powder is relatively safe. You can ram black powder in rockets. A lot of these powders are relatively safe. But that flash powder is nasty, nasty stuff, man. This is what it looks like. This is what flash powder looks like once it's mixed. That's flash powder. Most powders, like black powder and most explosives, they need to be confined in order to get a boom or a bang. Flash powder burns so fast that once you get up to 28 grams of this stuff, that's only 1 ounce. It doesn't even need to be confined. It'll blow up without even being confined. That's how powerful that stuff is. It's one step below high explosives. You got flash powder, and the very next step up is high TNT, nitroglycerin, C4. Flash powder is one step below that. So if you're going to make it, be careful. That's all. I repeat it because I don't want to see anybody get hurt. This is my press. I often press rockets. It's more consistent when you press your rockets. See my safety glass? That's in case there's an accident. I'll be protected. I stand here. I apply the pressure. But in case there's too much friction or too much pressure and the rocket blows up, I got this safety plexiglass in front of me. Now, I never had an accident like that, neither. I never had an accident like that. But it's better to be safe than sorry when you're playing with fireworks. That's really it, man. You know, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're interested, I'll probably try to, I'll do this on weekends when people are home and not at work and not at school. I'll make a different firework every Saturday or Sunday, and I'll post it ahead of time. What I might like, maybe next Saturday I'll make shells. That's a professional. That's what you see at professional shows. They're called mortar shells. This here, you would line this with your stars, and then put your black powder in the middle. You would glue these hemispheres together. You would glue the hemis together, and you get this ball, and then you would put something like this. You will put your black powder on there. You put your hemi on top. Remember, now your black powder's in here. Your hemisphere's on top, and when it's all built, you drop it down or mortar like that. So when the black powder ignites, it blows that hemi a few hundred feet in the air. The hemi has a time fuse on it. When that reaches its apogee, that means its highest point in the air. When you have your time fuse, I'll show you guys how to do all this. There's ways to do this. That will explode. You'll see your stars, that umbrella, that beautiful display. And you could choose whatever color stars you want. You could have a bottom shot. That's that loud flash, boom. That's what you hear at professional shows. You could put that inside. So maybe next Saturday I'll show you how to do a mortar. Maybe not. And then maybe I can show you how to do spinning fireworks. They're fun. Spinning fireworks are very cool. Pinwheels and stuff. So bottom line, every weekend, if you guys are interested, I will post it ahead of time. I'll say what I'm going to make. And if you're interested, you tune in. Think I did a good job, Julian? You think I showed them well tonight, sweetie? I know you're going to say yes. Listen, that's my sweetheart, Julian. She's my main regular. Whenever I live stream, I can count on her being there. But anyway, that was a lot of fun, you guys. So, all right. I'll live stream again, but I'll just chat with you all. I'll be walking the dog and it won't be a fireworks lesson. But I live stream almost every day. So, enough said. I bored you guys enough. I hope you enjoyed. I know I did. Hey, I'll talk to you later, Julian. Man, it's nice seeing you again. I love you, all you guys. I love all you guys. You're important to me. Know that you're appreciated.